When you open up Photoshop, you should see a screen like this. To create a new document, come over here and press Create New. A new menu should pop up that looks like this. Let's click on Print, go to Letter Size, and press Create. This will bring up the main working area with our newly created file. To make sure your Photoshop looks like mine, come up to the top right corner and click this square. Select Essentials and press Reset. Photoshop works as a tab-based system, meaning anything can be moved around and docked to new locations. Let's close the Learn tab by pressing the More Options button and selecting Close. Let's do the same for libraries. If you ever need to bring a window back, you can go up to Window and find exactly what you need. This will reopen the tab and dock it for you. To your left is your toolbar, where you'll find things such as Selection, Text, and Drawing tools. On top, you'll find the options for any tool you select, and on the very top are various menus, tools, and processes for any given situation. If you want to work directly with an image, go up to File, Open. This will bring up your File Explorer where you can import any image you want. Let's open the yellow flower and triangle images at the same time. You can download these images from the resource section below. By holding Control, you can select multiple images. Double-click or press Open, and two new files will open up with those images in Photoshop. Notice that we now have 3 tabs open at the top. If we click on our Untitled tab, this will bring back our blank document we created earlier. This allows us to go back and forth between projects. If you want to add more images to a single document, first, make sure your Move tool is selected. The shortcut for that is V. And make sure to uncheck Auto Select. Then go over to the Triangle Image tab. Now, click and drag the image to the Yellow Flower tab. While still holding, wait for Photoshop to transition to your other document and place that image onto the background. It's very important that you don't let go until you're hovering over your work area. From here, you can move and size that image. To size an image, press Ctrl or Command T. This will give you anchor points which you can drag out. When done, press the check mark or Enter. This process can be repeated and can be used with any image you want. Understanding layers is essential when it comes to using Photoshop. They have many uses, but they mainly allow you to control specific parts of your image. Look down to the right and you will see the Layers window. Make sure Layers is selected. If you followed the previous section correctly, you should notice that there are 2 layers. A background layer, which is the yellow flower, and layer 1, which is the purple triangles. You can see a small image in each layer, which should give you an idea of what's in that layer. To work with a layer, you must select it. Select layer 1. Any change you do will be made on that layer. If I click this eye, the layer will be hidden. Pressing this again will toggle the layer back to visible. Organization matters. That means the topmost layer will show first in your work area. Notice the background layer is locked. That means we can't arrange it. To fix this, double-click the layer, press OK, and it will be unlocked and renamed to layer 0. Now, click and drag layer 0 up until you see a balloon line like this. Notice the triangles disappeared, yet the layer is still visible. That's because layer 0 is now on top, showing first, and layer 1 is behind it. You can arrange it in any way you'd like. To create a new layer, press the plus button here. This will add a third transparent layer on top. If I hide layers 0 and 1, you will see layer 3, which is gray and white checkers. Whenever you see this pattern, it means it's transparent, so you can see through to the next layer. That's why we can see through this large triangle and into the layer below it. If I go into layer 1 and find opacity, I can change how transparent the entire layer is so I can see through this image and into the layer underneath it. And just a little trick here, you can hover over the text of opacity and click and drag left or right to adjust it. This goes for many of the adjustments in Photoshop. You can also experiment with different blending modes found directly to the left. There's several modes to choose from where Photoshop tries to blend the layer you have selected into the layer underneath it. A common one is overlay, and you can see how it blends into the flower image.